The Devils start 2026 off on a winning note as at home they beat the Utah Mammoth by a score of 4-1. Jonas Siegenthaler played a role in the game, not so much necessarily from points, but from a physicality standpoint. He joins us. Jonas, thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, hey guys.
Well, Jonas, you're one of my favorite players because I was a goalie, and I'm seeing you throwing your body around, finishing checks, but and I know you got a little physical there because when someone from the other bench is yelling at you, that means you caught their attention. But, just for, like Maddie and I were saying, the Devils, yeah, you can score and you can do a lot of things, but you also have to establish a little bit of a physical presence, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for as well. I'm not overly physical, but, every now and then I can, play the body as well. And I just thought it was a good timing, get the boys going a little bit. I think I laid a couple good ones today.
Okay, I'm going to ask you, and you're not a bragger. I'm saying to Matty, he is so under the radar, but is such an impact on this game. Do you feel you had a special game today? Come on, just be honest.
I don't know. Pretty solid, I would say. Just trying to do my stuff out here, help my teammates out and play hard, get the puck out of their hands and put it in our players' hands. And, that's all I do.
How about blocking a shot with your face that you almost did in the, I think it was the first period?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying, you just seem to have reckless abandonment. You'll just do whatever it takes, right, to keep the puck out of the net?
Yeah, sometimes you have days where you kind of like construction workers out there. So I had my hard helmet on and I tried to do my job.
Well, and part of that were the hits that you talked about. You had a team high 5. The team finished with 24. In the beginning of the game, it looked like Utah was able to find some seams. What changed? How did you tighten up?
I think the first goal really helped us just to get our confidence back, and I think after that we played simple, and I think we did we put the puck deep and forechecked pretty well, and I think most of the times we stayed above them, and they're a good rush team and they're fast and skilled, so we knew we got to shut down their rush game, and I think most of the game we did it pretty well.
Well, fans, we're all about the fans because this is entertainment. This isn't life and death. But, you guys were in Columbus and you're struggling. You cannot get the puck in. And you hear the same things. Well, we're grabbing our sticks too tight. We need to get some puck luck. We got to, have some dirty goals. You got that. Can you just tell the fans a little bit of the difference between when that's not happening and then, coming into this game where you think, yeah, it's going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a long question.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little confused, but I try to answer it as good as possible. But, sometimes you have a stretch during the season where the puck just doesn't fall in for whatever reason. But at the end, you got to, trust the process and, just do it over and over again. And at some point, it opens up and, then you have some stretches where the puck just falls in and you don't even expect on that shot to score, and there's both, but at the end it's obviously it's always good to make plays where you should score, and I think tonight we kind of had both. We had nice plays that led to goals, and I think tonight was a big difference, playing with the lead kind of felt nice because it's been a while, and it was a nice win tonight.
Great answer for someone who wasn't quite sure what the question was, but thank you. But, it's the holiday season, and I always feel like you're over here battling away, and I know moms and dads want to see their sons play, and I'm just wondering, they're living in, Thailand now?
Yeah, they're in Thailand.
Did they have they gotten over it all, or are they coming over it all this year?
No, they're staying back, but they're going to Switzerland in 3 weeks because my sister she just got a newborn, and so they're gonna go visit my niece, and so exciting.
Will they
times.
go to any Olympic Games?
Probably not.
Okay.
But my dad maybe because it's he can decide pretty spontaneous because it's so close. So he might jump over for 1 or 2 games.
Another thing, we all know our dads and moms, and we give them so much credit for our hockey careers. Was your dad involved? Was he just kind of neutral about the game, or what was his spirit like as you were growing up?
He had no idea about hockey, so which was good. No, he never grew up with hockey. Obviously, he knew what it was, but he used to be a boxer, so something totally different. But he was just happy to see me, living my passion, and he was always, supporting me, even though he probably still doesn't know every rule of hockey, and. But he's just happy if we win, and that's all that matters.
But if you do drop the gloves, then he's going to look for you to use a couple moves he taught you, right?
Well, he always tells me I should have taught you a little better with boxing, but it's not my favorite thing to do.
Well, some of the 5 hits today a tribute to Dad, who I'm sure was paying attention long distance. We'll have time as the Olympics approach to talk about that, but even though the excitement of those who received the phone call wasn't shared by you recently because you knew coming into the season that you were going, congratulations on that.
Yeah,
maybe
you.
Switzerland's one of those dark horse teams. Everyone talks U.S., Canada, Sweden. Don't sleep on the Swiss.
Yeah, maybe.
it would be unbelievable. Anyway, thanks very much for your time, Travis.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Good night.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Have a good Saturday night. And then tomorrow night they got to do it all over again, Mr. Resch.
And aren't the hockey players great? They're humble. He didn't want to brag that he played really well, but he did. I'm telling you, he made a difference. I had the tape I could show you about 5 times he made a critical play. But he was contributing, Maddie, and that's what he wants to know. He was contributing to this team feeling good about their game, having some special feel to it. Like they hit and they back-checked and then they scored goals. And, you and I know that, Maddie. It's just a bunch of teams very similar in the mix. But somehow the teams that are going to win have to separate themselves a little bit. And today the Devils did.
With a 4-1 victory, let's check out some highlights. By the way, we'll hear from Brett Pesce and Jacob Markstrom coming up at the end of the highlights segment. We'll hear the head coach, too. We may interrupt the highlights for the live postgame from Sheldon Keefe. We go back to the first period, and it was an early good jump for Utah. They were using their speed, and the Devils, weren't connecting perfectly well on their passes, but when there was an opportunity, there was Jacob Markstrom. Puck rolls in deep. Daniel Boot moves in with a shot save made by Markstrom. As Boot, who scored his first NHL goal against the Devils on the 19th, was turned back early. Nick Schmaltz hit a post. J.J. Peterka had a shot that Markstrom grabbed. And, things were spinning Utah's way just a little bit, but the goalie did his job. But as you just heard from Jonas Siegenthaler, once the Devils took the lead, things started to turn their way, calm down a little bit, play with the lead. That's a nice thing. And that's what happened at 12:27. Jesper Bratt with his 9th of the year. Luke to his brother Jack. Jack finds Pesce, quick shot, and that goes wide off the board. They score in the wraparound. Jesper Bratt picked it up, tucked it home, and now Nico Hischier is involved in a little bit of a scrum. Post-goal with Dursey, but the Devils have taken the lead. The puck actually went off the skate of Barrett Hayton, but Jesper Bratt is apologizing to no one. Pesce and Jack Hughes with the assists. Devils have the lead. And
you did call it right, Matty. It was a quick wraparound. That's why the goal was scored. The goalie couldn't get back into position. And, that's what the Devils need. I think that was a bigger goal and a more needed goal than just a nice, pretty one. Either one would have worked. But that was some puck luck, but that's what the Devils were looking for.
Less than 2 minutes later, we have what we'll call the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Here comes Timo Meier across the line with a shot. He scores! Timo Meier rifles one home. It might have gone off the stick of Jersey. And the Devils lead 2-0. And that's a big advantage, and that's why it's the play of the game, brought to you by Prudential, the Devils' official financial services partner. Timo Meier picking up his 12th of the season, first in 7 games, first since coming back off the personal leave of absence.
And you know what? Listening to those replays, you know what I noticed with your voice? You were surprised when both goals scored. It was that quick, and so was I. And that's what we want from the Devils. They're going to score from all over, and sometimes we're going to be surprised that the thing went in, but a nice shot by Timo Meier to make it 2-0.
Goals in bunches on Wednesday in the third period. Goals in bunches in the second, here in the first on Saturday. And the Devils have a 2-0 lead after one. Into the second period we would go. The Devils get a power play. It was a 5-on-3. First it was Schmaltz off for a trip at 13:09. Sergachev off for a delay of game at 14:09. The first penalty was expiring. Devils made it 3-0. Now it's Hamilton out high. Drops it off for Jack. To Hamilton, the one-timer off the glass. 5 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. Hamilton shovels it to Pratt. Pratt for Jack. Moves in. They score! As the penalty to Schmaltz was running out. A deflection, and the Devils score. It's 3-0. Nico Hischier with his 12th of the season at 15-13. Jack Hughes with the second helper of the game. Jesper Bratt adds to his point total with an assist, and the Devils had a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, that looked really good, Matt. They were playing well, and then you go up 3. You're thinking, they got this unless they really collapse.
And then less than 2 minutes later, again, goals in bunches. It was Dougie Hamilton's turn. Off the draw, Dougie Hamilton scores! He goes over the left shoulder, short side on Vejmelka. His first goal in 27 games, and it's 4-0. And his first point in 18. Now 5 goals on the season for Hamilton. That goal came at 16:47, so a minute 34 after it was 3-0. It was 4-0, and that was basically it.
And that sounded like it surprised our announcer, Matty Loughlin, as well. But it should, because it's down below the circle. He hadn't scored in a while. So we were all surprised. The only thing the goalie could have did, I was telling Matty, he goes down early, and they hug the post, right? He needed to put his mask in that hole that Dougie Hamilton's hit. Some goalies do it. The coaches say, if you're going to go down, you got to get that head over there. Use your head to stop it. He didn't, and just a gorgeous shot by Dougie Hamilton to break that long drought of his.
On the break of the shutout try on the part of Jacob Markstrom occurred at 12:35 of the third period. Michael Carconi with his 7th of the season. Then Utah put a little push on, but the Devils finished with a flare, and Markstrom turned back one of their top goal scorers. Gets a little screen from Sergachev, and now fires it up ahead to Gunther for Keller. Now to Jersey. Backhands back to Keller. Makes a move. Lost control. Now Schmaltz with a shot. Pad save made. And the rebound is stopped as well. That brings the crowd alive as a pass out of the corner comes all the way down. So the Devils end in a classy fashion. They put the finishing touches on a 4-1 victory.
Yep, Manny, classy. I think that's true. There was a lot of aspects to it's a day game, to today's victory that we haven't seen for a while, and this was very convincing.
And Jacob Markstrom was happy to step in front of the microphones after the game.
Good, Jack. Marky, just following up from the game in Columbus, one of the things Nico said is that's just one game. We've got to do something about our next game. You guys come out here tonight, assert your game. I mean, just how encouraging is that to, have that little bit of 1-2 punch there?
Good. I mean, I think the third period in Columbus was really good, and then, we kind of, build off that, and that was kind of the turning point for us, and we got to keep going. It's a hectic schedule. It's a lot of games, and you know, every guy and every player on every team is going to be tired. You just got to keep pushing and push a little harder. And you know, today we played a great game for 60 minutes, and you know, it's huge.
When you sort of see some of these guys start getting their goals, you know, getting that monkey off their back, do you feel a sense of like levity kind of building around this team, that we can just play, or you know what I mean, maybe holding sticks a little less tight?
Oh, I score a bunch in practice every day, so you know, I'm not worried about that. They're good players and good goal scorers, and you know, we got a ton of guys in this team that can put the puck in the back of the net, and you know, I feel like it's just a matter of time.
I know you don't like to talk about yourself, but at the end of the first period, keeping that puck out of the net, what does that mean mentally, just to go into the break 2-0 and just not to have them get a late period goal?
Nothing, just 2-0 instead of 2-1. That's, you know, the game moves on. You got to just forget about it and move on, and you know, always next puck, even if you save it or let it in, and kind of stay at even keel mentally, and you know, it's big picture, and that's you fighting with your mental game as a goalie a lot, because you're standing by yourself, but you know, that's just how it is. So always next puck.
How about the boys around you, keeping the rebounds away and making sure they cleared it at the end of that period?
Yeah, they're playing. You know, we're playing great, and you know, today defensively we played a really structured game, and you know, they didn't have much at all, and you know, this is you know, it's fun to play like this and win 4-1.
It just seemed like there was a different level of confidence today. Are you seeing that from your vantage point as well?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's easy to say that, you know, confident looked higher when we scored 4, and you know, in the past. But I feel like like I said before, the Columbus game, the third period is, you know, good talks in the room, and then you know, we go out and we play that way, and we score three quick goals, and you know, I feel like that was the turning point, and then you know, you just gotta ride it and keep it.
Thank you, Marky.
Thanks.
Jacob Markstrom speaking with the media. You win games, you look confident, you score goals, you feel confident, you make saves, you're confident.
I know, man, and we read too much into it, but as media, that's kind of what we do. But the players are saying, I'm just playing 1 minute at a time, one shot or one play, you know, because that's all they can control. And what I like tonight, Manny, again, I said it before, but the Devils controlled important situations, important time of the games, like you said. Like you asked Marky at the end of the first period when they're up 2-0. Yeah, if they scored, okay, it would have been 2-1. Wouldn't have changed. Probably right, but it certainly was nice going in 2-0.
Yep, and they extended that to 4-0 before winning 4-1. Devils now in 7 of their last 10 have given up 2 or fewer goals.
Like it.
Now, they've been able to score some goals lately. That has helped. Mm-hmm. So if they can continue to find the scoring touch, the way the goalies have been playing, the way the defense has been helping out, could be a good formula, but we get ahead of ourselves.
Well, we do as the media, but like, you know, Marky say, well, I knew those guys were going to score. I mean, and he's kind of right. They got a lot of talent. I mean, Jack Hughes made a beautiful, well, he made 2 assists, but a beautiful shot off of Hischier. He knew he couldn't probably get it to him like on a direct pass. Hischier was battling him in the crease. He put it off his shin pad or pants. You know, he was contributing. Hischier was involved in things. Brett Pesce was jumping up in the offense. He ended up with a couple assists. Man, again, we always say this, but if I said to you, oh, and Luke Hughes made a great defensive play. If I said to you, who do you think just didn't seem involved? You couldn't say anyone because they all were. And when this team is both involved and the puck is going in, they're going to win.
And that'll be the formula they will try to employ Sunday night against Carolina. We'll hear from Sheldon Keefe in just a moment, but a quick check-in with man who picked up 2 helpers today, Brett Pesce.
Pesh, one of the things that after that game in Columbus that Nico really talked about was that third period can be our turning point here, and the way to do it is to build off of it in this next game. Does it feel like, you know, you guys made good on that with just the way you came out and played that full 60 minutes that we talked about?
Yeah, we did. Talked a lot about how it's a new year coming up, 2026, and you know, to come back in Columbus like that was, I think, just a huge morale boost for our group and a shot of confidence. And you know, it's awesome to see us kind of rolling right into today's game with it.
One of the things, you know, obviously you guys get that goal support, so I'm sure it's easier to stay within your defensive structure, not having to open things up a bit. But just how key was that for you guys today to play so sound defensively?
Yeah, huge. Starts with Marky. He's unbelievable again. can't say enough about that guy. Game could have maybe been a little closer without him making some crazy saves. But yeah, overall, I thought we had, we were sound defensively. We protected the middle of the ice pretty well. They got a lot of skill on that team, so I think we managed it well.
I know you're taking everything from every moment, but is this a game where you just have to remember, if we play like this, we can be an unstoppable force?
Yeah, exactly. There's still a lot of confidence in this group. I've talked about it a lot, but we just play with our structure and play 60 minutes too. I think that's huge. You've kind of seen it in spurts this whole year, but in order to win and be successful in this league, you got to play a full 60.
Did it feel like it was maybe just a different level today as opposed to how it's been over the last few?
Yeah. Like I said, that Columbus game was big for us to come back the way we did in that fashion, and to get that boost of confidence was huge for our group. And there's a lot of hockey left, right? A lot of things can happen. So we just gotta take every game for what it is and just trust our process.
On that Bratter goal, were you trying to hit it off the end boards to him back there?
Absolutely not. Yeah. No, I wish I was that good, but no, not a chance.
It's okay, it all ended up. It ended up fine. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks, Pash.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
2 points today for Brett Pesce. 2 points for the Devils, who moved to 46 points on the season. Forget about it. We just know how tightly bunched everything is. And there are games tonight that will affect the standings. Just take the win, enjoy it, and get ready for Carolina.
I want to go over the first goal, though. Maddie, I'm trying to educate people. I'm watching the play. Pesce does shoot it wide. Bratt's back there and gets it. But Nico Hischier, people don't realize, Nico Hischier goes in by the crease. Hayden gets roughed up by him. So he's concentrating on Nico Hischier. Bratt wraps around, hits it off his toe. Then Hayden's mad. Then he's going to go cross-check Nico Hischier. But if Nico Hischier does not go in and engage Hayden, we don't score the first goal because the puck is shot from behind the net. I'm just saying, Matty, those subtle little things people got to embrace because that was a lucky goal. All these goals will come eventually, I hope, but there will always be little nuances that are occurring. And so then Hischier, what does he do on his goal? He battles another guy. He goes into the crease, and Jack Hughes shoots it off a shin pad. I'm saying this is, and you know it more than anybody, Mandy, hockey is not an exact science. It is bounces of the puck and players falling down and getting hit with the puck and it going in or whatever it is. But all I know is the more chances you shoot the puck at the net, the more chances you're going to score. And the Devils came out shooting against Columbus. They came out shooting again tonight, and they want to continue that.
3 goals, even though they came in a short period and in one period, but 3 goals on Wednesday, 4 goals today, and so 7. That's a nice number.
And 4 periods. 3. Actually, 4 periods, yeah. That's good.
So keep that going against Carolina. And, again, that'll be a challenge for the Devils tomorrow night. Carolina has just been their bogeyman, let's be honest.
Oh.
And it goes back a while now.
Well, you can talk, and I know it'll be asked about the psychological, and I know the Devils are going to – if you ask them before the game, hey, you're playing Carolina, are you really nervous? Are you getting psyched out? They say, no. But – that being said, as the answer, I can tell you, having been there, there is a little something in everybody's mindset, both Carolina and the Devils, that is a factor from what's happened in the past. Now, that being said, the first goal is going to be huge, Matty. As you know, I know you know that. And so, folks, tune in because it's going to be not only, I think, entertaining game, but it is really going to be interesting.
7 shots today for Timo Meier. Devils had 30. They scored 4 times against Carl Vejmelka. 4 shots for Jesper Bratt. 3 apiece for Dougie Hamilton and for Brett Pesce. 5 hits for Jonas Siegenthaler. 4 hits for Andre Palat. Devils won 54% of the face-offs. Waiting to hear from Sheldon Keefe. and I'm not sure exactly why he's delayed in getting to the podium. We can tell you that Philadelphia's just defeated Edmonton.
Ooh.
So the Flyers have moved into second place, if not temporarily, because the Islanders can regain control if they win tonight. But at any rate, the Flyers in second place.
I know, Matty, and, they didn't start out well. New coach, Rick Tocchet. Oh, what are they going to do this year? Well, they rebounded, and now look where they are. And so I am out of predictions, and I don't think any of the players, and you listen to them being interviewed, they don't really know either from game to game, but just push on, and that's what the Devils got to do tomorrow night.
Let's check in with Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, it's big. Our goaltending's been outstanding all through this, and it's good. Those guys, it's good for us to give them some run support. Like you mentioned, even tonight, it's a different game. If Markey doesn't make those types of saves, to get us through that first period. It's all important. You need all those elements. Goaltending's great. Power play gets one in for us. Penalty kill's perfect. Safer, obviously, we gave one up at the end there, but, we get through the game because of the work the penalty kill did in the first and second on those kills. And, they're not really in the game as a result.
You mentioned all those little elements, but did it feel that really maybe after that first period, your team had a better handle on handling their neutral zone play, maybe staying above a little bit more? It seemed like that really sort of shifted things for
we got better in that area for sure. I thought there was periods in the first where they win the shift. They're a highly skilled team, and if you don't manage the game really well and kind of almost play with that second period mindset in all three periods in terms of managing the game and getting on their half of the ice, then they make it hard on you. You look at a lot of the sort of the controlled entries that they had, the scoring chances that they had, a lot of them came where we couldn't get out of our zone clean. We just have to kind of throw it out to the neutral zone, and now we're trying to get people off the ice and make a line change, and so the structure's not there. So they were just kind of driving the puck right back at us. That was the part I didn't like about the first, and felt if we didn't get that fixed, second would be real tough for us. So I thought we did a good job of that in the second and the third. Right up to the penalty, I thought the third period's probably as good as you could ask for in that situation. So to that end, it's nice to get the game, in control like that and finish it.
We've talked so much this season about just like line-to-line shift connectivity. Is that sort of a prime example of how that first goal really played out for you guys with the work that Timo did, Dougie did, and then sort of fresh legs come on and sort of finish it off? Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good example. I thought, looking at it, I believe it's both goals that we scored there in that first period, came after result or as a result of finishing plays defensively on our half of the ice. Getting the puck back quickly, going in. Whether it's the first goal, we kill a play, drive it in. Jack makes a world-class play to get us through the neutral zone and get us that controlled entry on the far side. And then it's textbook type stuff in terms of those guys coming together offensively in the O-zone. So that was great. And then on the second goal, same thing. I think we killed the play just inside our blue line on the rush and transition the other way. Timo gets the opportunity. So that's what we're talking about. Quicker we defend, we're going to get opportunities going the other way. So it's good, and it's good to see some pucks fall in. It's funny how it goes. We liked a lot of the process on the first goal, but it's a puck below the goal line. It hits off a skate and goes in for us. Timo's shot, maybe they get a little stick on that one. Dougie's shot's a bad angle, goes in. The power play goes off our skate. These haven't been going our way for quite a while. It's nice to see that happen, and it's amazing how much better you feel about yourself and your game when that occurs. Because reality is, I don't know if we were that much better today than we have been in previous games. It's just pucks are going in. Everything just starts to go a little bit the other way, and you get these results. That's what I'm talking about. It's been way closer than you think. It's never as bad as you think it is. And a night like tonight, it's probably not as good as you think it is either. But that's why we just stay with our process.
And is that just maybe because there's a more sense of confidence in a game like today, right from puck drop, as opposed to maybe starting on your heels a bit?
But yeah, I mean, you're less fragile, I guess is kind of what you're saying. We've been playing from behind a lot, and a lot of that is, to me, is not even because we've been starting poorly. If you look at our starts, how we've played in the first 5 minutes of almost every game we've played for a long time now, we're controlling the shots on goal. We're getting the first few scoring chances. Puck hasn't gone in, so you give more opportunity for the other team to score first, and you're kind of chasing the game, and that's a tough mindset to be in as often as we have. So to win the third period the way we did out in Columbus, and then come in and win a first period here, like that goes a long way for the guys, and everything can kind of start falling into place from there, right? A lot of what we talk about is managing the game, controlling play. We're a much harder team to defend when the opposition has to open their game up a little bit. If they have the lead, it's a lot tighter. It's a lot harder for us to get through. So a lot of things go our way when that's the case, when we can score.
And it's only been a couple of games with Jack on the wing for Nico. Is that like a long-term thing for you, or is it day-to-day?
I mean, obviously we're managing Jack right now, right, with him coming back into the lineup, and he's the situation with his hand and all of that. We like him as a center. I think he's a center. We're a better team when he's playing down the middle. I just don't think we're quite there right now. And before we moved him to the wing, with him coming back, it was a lot of changing lines and trying to get different centers out in different situations. And to me, that disrupted our team and our rhythm. I thought we were going pretty good before that time, and just a matter of playing him with two of our best players. Having them hopefully kind of drive a line and get us going offensively, which they did a terrific job of in the first period tonight. But then also just getting greater consistency with the rest of our group. So I think the glass line's been good. I think Mercer's line was good today. Like the Glendenning line as well. Their contributions. So a lot of that kind of happens, I think, with where we're at with having Jack on the wing.
You've talked about your top guys needing to step up. Does that mean even more for the group, not just a big win, but who was scoring?
Yeah, I mean, like those guys, they're drivers of your team. So just talk about the confidence that comes with scoring. So it's important for those guys. Obviously, they can heat up. They're gonna drive a lot of our team, but I don't think we're too picky. I wasn't overly upset, when Gritzik and Luke, were scoring for us the other night, and we'll take them whoever they come from. But I think those guys, it was just a matter of time for it to start falling in, and if we can get more of that and that continues, and that's great. I mean, that Utah team, since we've seen them last about 5 games ago, they've been, look at them analytically in the last 5 games, they've been the best defensive team in the league in the last 5 games. They haven't given them anything. So it was a challenge for us today, but those guys are feeling it. They're a lot to handle. Yeah, thanks.
Sheldon Keefe, a happy head coach as the Devils win by a score of 4-1. Everything looks bright and rosy when you get the goaltending, the defense is stout, special teams contribute, and you get the 5-on-5 goals, and that is what adds up to a Devils victory on Saturday against the Utah Mammoth. Next up for the Devils, no rest for the weary. They take on Carolina on Sunday, and that's a game we'll hear for you on the Devils Hockey Network.